let's just say I'm inspired by Puff and Suge Knight.
So
hey man,
how much
it is?
How much do they get they publishing?
We gonna give them what the fuck they deserve, and we gonna take what the fuck they gonna give us.
No, so how much is the
Whatever it may
publishing
be.
on?
You ever been to one of Diddy parties?
Yeah, I've been in attendance. I've been in attendance. Not hey, what the fuck you smirking for?
You saying that?
I've been in attendance.
We just asking regular
That's all
questions.
I said. That's all I said. I said I've been in attendance. I have been in attendance. By a black man. Don't mind if I do. I wouldn't.
There's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes.
Yes.
The shopping thing is.
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
Guys, you're not going to believe this, but apparently Druski being dragged into Diddy's mess is a pure blackmail attempt by people who want to silence and discredit him so he doesn't reveal the shady secrets he knows about them. The twist? Druski knows exactly who these people are, and he didn't waste any time exposing them. Druski recently got dragged into a Diddy lawsuit accusing him of slipping and sliding on a woman before violating her. However, unlike other celebrities, Druski didn't try to play the sympathy card or wail about how unfair it is. Oh no! Druski borrowed a page from Jay-Z's book and straight up called the accuser a liar and the accusation a bunch of BS. Guess you're that bold when you see through the industry games and you're not willing to play ball. So, who is really trying to set Druski up? And what dirty secrets does Druski know about these people? Let's find out. So, comedian Druski has been making headlines for the last few days after he got mentioned in a Diddy lawsuit filed back in October by a woman named Ashley Parham. The initial lawsuit only named Diddy, a guy named Shane Pierce, and Diddy's right-hand woman, Christina Koram. According to the first filing, the whole thing started when Ashley randomly mentioned that Diddy was involved in the unaliving of Tupac Shakur at a club. While she was at that club in 2018, she met a guy called Shane who came to her rescue when another man tried to attack her. Ashley and Shane sort of struck up a conversation, which is when she probably mentioned the Tupac thing. Diddy was coincidentally on FaceTime with Shane, and Shane was there trying to make Ashley impressed that he knew Diddy personally. But of course, Ashley didn't give two hoots about that, and Diddy was mad salty that she wasn't impressed. Between that and the Tupac comment, he allegedly promised to get back at her. It would turn out that Diddy's way of making her pay was to set her up and ganger her very violently. Here's how it went down. Shane had allegedly asked Ashley to come over and help him with his cancer medication.
So, okay, so let's go back. He would be the third person to rape her. This is vaginal, not anal. And she decided not to name him. When she decided to keep Diddy out of these subsequent police reports because she feared that Diddy could have a grave effect on her life, she didn't mention donor. It's not in the complaint. I'm not sure if it's a mistake. In the complaint, she just talks about Shane and I believe KK, but doesn't mention Doe number one. It stood out to me because I thought Doe number one was the one who said he was an undercover cop, and no undercover cop would ever take part in a gang rape, you know?
I don't know if you know too many undercover cops, and they pretty much do anything when they are infiltrating a mob or a mafia. I'm sure you probably heard stories of other undercover cops who engaged in murder.
Okay, I'll give you that. Let's say he did.
As a good friend, she went over, only to find out that she had walked into a trap. She randomly met Diddy and a bunch of other guys and women there. In the first filing, these other people were only identified as John Doe and Jane Doe. However, thanks to the amended filing, we now know that these are Ruben Valdez, John Pelletier, Odell Beckham Jr., Drew Desbordes, also known as Druski, for some reason, Jaguar Wright, and a bunch of other people. According to the lawsuit, Diddy threatened Ashley with a knife, saying he was going to give her a Glasgow smile because it would be attractive to potential clients who they were going to sell Ashley to. Diddy's right-hand woman, Christina Koram, was also there throwing in some ad-libs as Diddy made those threats. She allegedly told Ashley that they could make her disappear. Ashley also claimed that before they started violating her, Christina tried to insert an IUD into her with a syringe, but they couldn't pull it off. They also poured something on her that she initially thought was a chemical, but later realized was baby oil or lube. According to the document, Diddy then began to violate Ashley down there with a remote. While he was doing this, he allegedly told her that her life was in his hands and he could take her if he wanted to, and she would never be seen again. Ashley started crying hysterically from the pain of what Diddy was doing to her and the fear of all the threats Diddy was making. But Diddy allegedly told Shane to cover Ashley's face with a pillow because he didn't want to hear her cries. Diddy, Shane, and John Doe, too, allegedly took turns violating Ashley from behind. When they were done, Diddy then told Druski it was his turn. However, instead of immediately violating Ashley, defendant Druski doused Ashley with more oil and then jumped on top of Ashley's naked and oiled body, treating it like a slip and slide and knocking the wind out of Ashley due to his enormous size. Defendant Druski then caught himself from sliding over Ashley's oiled body and off the bed. He then began Ashley through her parts. The whole time, Diddy was allegedly sitting in a chair pleasuring himself to the scene while also recording it. At some point, someone's phone dropped on the bed and Ashley tried to pick it up, but it slipped out of her hands because they were so oily from all the oil and lube they had poured on her. When Diddy saw her struggling, he allegedly laughed at her and said he owned her now. After the whole thing, they gave her IV fluids and an unknown pill before going outside to smoke. Ashley lay lifeless on the floor for some time. When she finally came to, her clothes, keys, purse, and everything was gone. She could only find a t-shirt to cover herself. When she went outside to where Diddy and the others were smoking, Diddy said he was surprised she could walk because he had given her enough drugs to take out a horse. As if all this wasn't bad enough, Big Homie CC showed her a picture of her house to tell her they knew where she lived so she wouldn't try any funny business. Diddy also offered her money and told her it was fun partying with her and told her to say it was consensual and she was an escort. This lawsuit has so many horrific details that it's hard to imagine what it must feel like for the person who had to go through all that. But here's the twist. Folks on the internet are saying this lawsuit, especially the Druski part, does not make sense at all. The moment the lawsuit went viral, people made all sorts of memes about it, using Druski's skits and gifs to make fun of him. Some people even brought up this old clip of Druski going to Diddy's house and Diddy catching him taking a shot of tequila. As y'all know, there have been rumors that Diddy allegedly used to lace the drinks at his house.
By a black man. Don't mind if I do. I wouldn't, shot. Owned by a black man. Owned by a black man.
There's also this other clip where Druski is asked if he has been to the Diddy parties and his body language is giving nervous and guilty as hell.
Let's just say I'm inspired by Puff and Suge Knight.
So
Hey man,
how much
it is? We
how
giving
much do they get they publishing?
We gonna give them what the fuck they deserve, and we gonna take what the fuck they gonna give us.
No, so how much is the
Whatever it may
publishing
be.
on?
You ever been to one of Diddy parties?
Yeah, I've been in attendance. I've been in attendance. Not hey, what the fuck you smirking for?
I ain't saying that.
I've been in attendance.
We just asking
That's
regular
all I
questions.
said. That's all I said. I said I've been in attendance. I have been in attendance.
We never been. We just asking.
We just
Yeah,
asking.
yeah. As soon as you asked, he said,
You had fun?
I ain't seen that.
"Yeah, you did."
I ain't seen that.
Yeah, I had fun. Yeah, I mean it was a party. I wasn't at one of them parties.
Oh, we ain't say that about no party. What party you talking about?
Y'all
What
smiling
part-
too
what
much.
party you talking about?
I have been in attendance at a Puff party. You know what I'm saying? I've been in attendance. Yeah, I went. Yeah,
Okay.
but I ain't. Yeah, nah. I don't know which party. The party I went to, it was girls turn up. You know what I'm saying? The regular. You know what I mean? Other celebrities and shit. Yeah,
That's when you know lying when they say, I ain't been to one of them parties. Wait, one party.
Oh, that's crazy. Did you know, see,
been to one of
so,
I thought it was only one type of party. What you mean, that party?
Nah. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't watch some of y'all podcasts. I see y'all talking about.
However, Druski didn't waste any time squashing the allegations. Like Jay-Z, he came out blazing and called the lawsuit a bunch of crap, saying the timeline didn't add up since there's no way he could have scored an invite to Diddy's house in 2018 when the incident happened. He said, "This allegation is a fabricated lie. I wasn't a public figure in 2018. I was broke, living with my mom without any connections to the entertainment industry at the time of this allegation. So the inclusion of my name is truly outlandish. My heart breaks for actual victims. But I'm fully confident that the evidence will expose this falsehood and the individuals who are maliciously trying to game the legal system to peddle false narratives. While some people were clowning him in the comments and some even believed he did it, others were like, hold up, let's take a step back and really look at this thing. Real court docs would use real names instead of defendant Diddy or Druski. These documents are fake as hell. Yeah, it's kind of crystal clear it's false allegations. He didn't really have that level of fame until around 2022. And even at that time, it was a far stretch to say he was popular enough to be friends with Diddy. Yeah, court documents don't really use stage names like that. They'll list your legal name first, then say also known as with any other names you go by. But after that, they stick to using your last name throughout the document. But it gets even creepier. See, according to some online detectives, Druski isn't just planning to squash these allegations. He's also planning to expose the people who are trying to set him up because, if y'all didn't know, there's so much more to this drama than meets the eye. Love and best wishes to the real victims in this situation. But let's be real. There are so many weird things about this story that don't add up. For instance, the fact that this incident happened in 2018 is one red flag. In 2018, nobody even knew who Druski was. And yes, he did have a bit of a following online and might have dropped a few videos here and there, but he wasn't big enough to be hanging out with the likes of Diddy and football wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Speaking of Odell, he also denied the allegations in a statement on his Twitter account. I have been informed of the allegations about me in a suit in California. I really can't even believe that my name is mentioned in that matter. There is absolutely no truth to those allegations. I do not know and have never met the person who filed the suit. I was not anywhere near Orinda, California at that time. In fact, I don't think I have ever even been to Orinda, California. I have never done anything like that to anyone. I'm confident that these ridiculous claims against me will be dismissed. Odell also responded to Druski's statement saying, "Boy, I'll tell you what, this world makes absolutely no sense. I am covered by God. He will prevail. I know who I am. I know who you are. Keep your head. That name will be cleared. It's stupid. Now I can't lie." Odell saying all that was kind of funny because even before this lawsuit, there were rumors that he was about that Diddy freak-off lifestyle. Remember that video of him with Trey Songz and Justin Bieber at a Diddy party?
There was a time where I was sipping lean, I was popping pills, I was doing Molly, shrooms, everything, and it was just an escape from.
At first, they tried to explain it as Justin doing a little bit of white powder, but that was obviously not what it was. At least not to the millions of people who watched the video. It looked like something else entirely, if you know what I mean. But whether Odell was involved or not is a story for another day. The main issue right now is the fact that the allegations against Druski seem really weird. Folks who have read the document actually believe the way it was written is Suze. Like the part where it says Druski was slipping and sliding on Ashley's body? Come on now. The chances of a lawyer using that type of language in a legitimate case seem way off. It sounds more like something written to get a reaction from people. It makes more sense when you consider the fact that the lawyer representing Ashley Parham is Ariel Mitchell Kidd, the same lawyer who claimed that she had photos of a high-profile female celebrity allegedly at Diddy's.
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood, but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
I've heard this before, so like a catch and kill.
Catch and kill, correct.
Wow, can you, and I guess you can't reveal the person who is on
No,
this
I can't
tape.
Explain who the person was, but Mr.
High profile?
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
Really? Really? And you've seen it?
I've seen stills of the video.
She's also the lawyer representing Courtney Burgess, who claims to have date-stamped videos from Diddy's freak-off parties showing him actually doing illegal things.
Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let
be.
me rephrase it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appeared to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized.
Yeah.
Meaning
Victims.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right.
Ariel is actually known for taking up these high-profile cases and causing a media frenzy around them, whether it's to gain clout or to get a check.
Did Mr. Combs have any reaction? Do you know if he was interviewed? I mean, he was named in the police report.
I don't think so. Based on what she said, she really felt that the police were trying to bury this and disregard her claims and not really investigate, which is another reason why a lot of victims don't report these things to the police. We have to address the elephant in the room is that we have victims, especially women, who go to the police, who are typically men, who don't actually investigate these things. They victim blame, they victim shame, and women don't feel safe or even protected to even make these claims because they don't think they'll be taken seriously, nor will their claims be investigated.
Right. Well, your client should be proud of herself for filing that claim and making that call and going for help. Because that's a huge deal. And of course, these are allegations. We want to say that. What was it like for you when you got this phone call, when you realized what you were going to be stepping into?
After talking to her, I just wanted to protect her. I just wanted to help her. She seemed as somebody very broken.
As for this lawsuit, it looks like there's a very strategic plan to use Druski as a pawn to get Diddy out of his mess. There are rumors going around on the internet that Diddy set Druski up in this lawsuit so that people can discredit the accuser and make the lawsuit look like a lie. The plan is that if Diddy's camp can make this one lawsuit seem outlandish, then it'll be easy to also discredit other accusers coming after Diddy, even if they're legitimate victims. I mean, just think of some of the people mentioned in the lawsuit.
The first woman to uncover the homo thugs. She talking about Diddy. That's what these down low bitches was called when Wendy first started talking about it in the 90s, the homo thug.
So you hear about stories of Diddy like shooting people, blowing up cars.
Yeah.
Is he this gangster that behind the scenes is that him? Or is that
Shout out to Wendy Williams.
Seriously, Jaguar, right? The same woman that has spent the last 10 years calling Diddy and Jay-Z out for their freak-off lifestyle?
What are your thoughts on the show of force, even not knowing?
They did their job. He's a sex worker. He's got guns and he's got semen-coated fucking VHS tapes. I would have went in a hazmat suit.
So, let me ask you this. When you first told us about your thoughts and you honeycombs is what you...
Yeah, the honeycomb.
What?
Shout out to Jamil Peterson. He's added a new one. He called him the Diddy Glover now. Because when he ain't got the Beijing and he say he look like Danny Glover.
I know you can't trust everything someone says on social media, and just because Jaguar bashes these guys doesn't mean she can't be involved in some shady business herself, but if we're being real, it just seems really far-fetched. Besides, Druski is now saying that he didn't consent to being used as a pawn in Diddy's games, and he's not about to allow them get away with this, especially when it's something as serious as this.
Druski didn't even dignify that foolishness with a response. Like, whoever created that story didn't even try to make it sound believable, and stories like this one just make it harder for real victims to be believed.
And then also, it's still just a stain on your name. I get why he did say something.
These accusations are making Druski look real shady. Plus, what brand wants to work with a guy that's supposedly part of Diddy's freak-off circle? This is why, according to Druski, he will fight this with everything he's got. But do you think these Druski allegations might be true after all? Or do you think he's being set up to take the fall for other people's crimes? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments and stick around for this next video.